Thanks for joining today. Hopefully everybody's doing just fine. Let me spend a few minutes talking to you about some of the things that I really hate about ball heads. I've never been completely happy with the ball head. They always seem to be taking away time and focus from what I really want to be doing, and that's photographing. They're always fiddly to use, whether you're trying to level your base, just in each leg, just continue to fiddle with it, or when you're trying to get a panorama, get it completely level, and then rotate through the shots, and that's just in the horizontal position, let alone if you're trying to do vertical panoramas and you're trying to adjust your knob on your ball head. It's just so frustrating. Every small movement seems to disturb the level that you have. Because with the ball head, you don't have direct control over your tilt. You have to loosen the ball head, and then of course it's free to fluctuate in any position, in any direction I should say. So just extremely difficult to get those precise panoramas in either position. And it's not just panoramas, even when you're trying to compose your shot, every small adjustment you make, it can move both in the vertical and in the horizontal position. Just again, taking time away from what you're really trying to do, photograph your subject, trying to compose your subject and get a photo. And even worse, when you're using a long lens, a heavier lens, to get it on and start shooting, first you have to rotate your ball head and move it again to try to get the composition there. So again, another disturbance in trying to get a photograph. And then with the ball head and a long lens, it seems it has the tendency to sag. You get movement even when it's clamped down because of that extra weight. So again, more fiddling, more interference with trying to get the photo. So I've replaced my ball head with the Acratech LLH. LLH stands for long lens head. It's originally designed to support the heavier load of a longer lens, a heavier lens, and attached to a lens foot in this orientation. So it's got a knob for and a drag for adjusting the tilt, and of course an adjustment for adjusting the pan. So it has a spirit level at the bottom of the head so you can level your tripod. Now one thing that will even benefit this further is if you have a leveling base on your tripod. So my Leo Photo tripod came with a leveling head included with it, and so it's simply the turn of a knob and then you can adjust to level the head. No more messing around with the legs and trying to get it adjusted that way. Also, it's much more stable feeling to me than when using my ball head. There's no more sag when I set it and clamp down on the ball head. Now I can set it, clamp down on the rotation, and it's stable. It also has another benefit. Let me pull the camera off here. It has a clamp so you can rotate the base plate. So instead of being in orientation to accept a lens foot, and now it will accept my L bracket in the other orientation. And now it has all the same functionality as I had before, where I can pan, clamp it down, I can adjust my tilt, and then clamp it down. So for me, this is a much better overall solution. It's less fiddling to get set up for my composition, to get my tripod level, to do any panoramas, and just overall a better user experience for my photography. So I'm not a big fan of always buying the latest piece of gear that comes along or a piece of gear that somebody else has reviewed and liked. I only buy gear when I'm having a problem with my workflow and think I have found something that solves the problems that I've encountered. So this Acratech LLH solves a lot of the problems that I had encountered that always took away from my photography, I felt. Always have to level the tripod legs, always adjusting and fixing with the ball head itself to get the composition that I needed. And then as I fiddled with it, losing either horizontal level or vertical positioning. So all in all, it takes away some of those problems that interfere with my photography and allows me to focus more on what I'm out there to do, photograph my subjects. So thanks for joining today. Hopefully you found some of this informative. If you could, give it a like, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks again for joining, and don't forget, get outside.